One of the purposes of executive coaching is to sit down on a regular basis and make sure you're always evaluating what's important, what the initiatives are, what needs to be done next, what kind of accountability needs to be created. And this idea of squirrel syndrome, where you're on to the next thing and the next adventure, can be helped by having an executive coach that sits down with you and really helps you get clear about whether or not it's a good time to make a change, or whether or not it's just a diversion to something that really needs to be paid attention to. The squirrel syndrome is something that many entrepreneurs and founders experience on a regular basis, which just means that a lot of founders of companies, a lot of startup organizations are headed up by people that are idea people. They are really interested in what else is possible, what else is out there, the next great idea. And it's an advantage when you're starting. It can be a challenge once you've got a company up and running that needs some consistency, some follow-through, processes and systems put in place. And the tendency then is to say, oh, what else can we be doing, or where else should we be looking? And sometimes you get a lack of focus. So we call that squirrel, because all of a sudden the attention gets diverted to the next great idea. So what's important about that is to always be making a really conscious decision about whether or not the attention and focus really can be moved into a different area and it's going to benefit the long-term goals that you and the organization have, or is it really important to always come back to what are we focusing on now, what's the next step in what I'm trying to build, and how do I keep that focus and clarity on a daily basis. So with the 30 CEOs that I work with on a monthly basis, that's something that we check on a regular basis. So are we going to make the decision to shift gears, resources, time, energy, and focus into a new area? Or is it important that we really pull back our natural tendencies a little bit and stay focused on the goal that we have right now in front of us? It's always an interesting conversation. For the CEOs that I work with, many of them are founders and entrepreneurs. So this idea of the squirrel syndrome, which is being distracted by the next shiny object, is something we talk about a lot in a group setting. So they get together monthly around a table with peers, other people that have started companies, other people that are running organizations that understand how easy it is to get distracted, and who help them stay on course and help them stay on target with what they want to achieve. They have said to their peers, hold me accountable, and that's what they do for each other. On top of that, I meet with them monthly and sit down and say, are we on target? Are we on track? Do you want to be allocating resources to that? If so, let's be intentional about it. If not, let's shut that down and get back to focus and clarity on what it is you want to achieve.